Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm bringing you a Umbral Horror deck list. I have not tested this in a tournament yet. I have tested it many times against my cousins and stuff, and it's done very well against them. Um, it's very similar to many other Umbral Horror decks, except maybe the spells and traps, and definitely the extra deck is different. But this is more towards, especially with the extra deck, I kind of had a limited budget. I couldn't really buy any cards for the extra deck and stuff, so this is with my limited budget. All these cards I traded for, so if you want sort of a cheaper deck, this is the deck for you. Leave a like or a comment on this video if you thought this deck list was helpful or any good. Now, time to start with the monsters. To start us off here, we run 2 Mystic Tomato. This guy, he just searches out your dark monsters. If he's destroyed, pretty simple. I run the 1 tuner, light Vylon Prism, and then for a sync, because I do run the 1 synchro, and that's light end. Couldn't afford to try and get a dark end. Like I said, this is kind of more of a limited budget deck, but light end's still pretty good. Not as good as dark end though. Next, the 1 Summoner Monk for now, which I will be getting a second one here as soon as I go back up to visit my cousin. He knew a guy and they traded for a Summoner Monk. Next, 1 Dark Necrophere. Just run this because a lot of your fiends, when they go to the graveyard, they're not really needed anymore. Really, the only reason to use your fiends and stuff is for the extra deck. But I might end up side decking that when I get the second Summoner Monk. Next, 3 Kage Tokage. Simple, easy to get out. You run a lot of level 4s in here, and plus he can make a quick XYZ play. Like, once I started with the Kage Tokage, Ghoul, and a Will-O-Wisp, and I ended up getting a first turn 104. And then the next turn I drew Rank Up Magic and got the C104 Umbral Horror Masquerade out on my second turn. So it can be pretty helpful. Next, the 2 White Dragon, another level 4, pretty helpful with with a lot of decks. If you want to run more towards the chaos side of a deck like this and try to special summon monsters out from the deck more and try and keep your field stocked with possible special summons, you might want to run a 2 Call-Up Serpents, because that way they'll be balanced. Next, we run 2 Will-O-Wisp. This is one of the least used Umbral Horrors. It's still pretty helpful because mainly the only reason you're going to use this is to make level 4s. If you really need to, say they have a powerful monster, if you really want to risk it, I preferred, the way I used to run this deck, I'd always have a damage with Vaccine Omega Max face down. I'd attack a monster, it would get destroyed because of Umbral Horror Will-O-Wisp effect, and then I gained all that damage back that I just took. Next, we run 3 Secret Sector Druids. Simple, mainly use this guy to bring back your Unform or Ghoul. You can't use it to bring back Will-O-Wisp, sadly. Next, we run 3 Unforms. This is going to be your main Umbral Horror. He searches out the other guys, but you have to take damage in order for him to be able to do it. He has to be destroyed by attacking. While attacking a monster. So you basically have to take damage to be able to use this guy's effect. But still, it's pretty nice. And then, for the last 3 monsters, we run 3 Umbral Horror Ghoul. He's used to special summon out the other 2 Umbral Horrors. Initially, I did try to run the 1 Ghost, if I remember right. Umbral Horror Ghost. and Ghost didn't really work very well in this deck. I mean, if you wanted to, you could run it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just it didn't really work. I might side deck it just in case I need it. I have to double check what its effect does. And now onto the spells. I run one enemy controller. This card, I'm not sure if it's banned or if it's still limited. Gotta double check on that. If it's banned, I gotta find a replacement spell for that. Shouldn't be too hard to do. But yeah. Next, we run Burden of the Mighty. A lot of the monsters in this deck aren't very powerful except Dark Necrofear. So this is just to weaken your opponent's monsters. Most people are gonna automatically take this out, but if you know, what I try and do, I try to play trump cards. So like, I'll play this face down with like 2 other useless cards that I don't want. Like I'll set like enemy controller and ego boost down right here. Yes, I do run ego boost, and then they'll pick like the enemy controller that gets destroyed. I can activate this on my next turn because most people only run the 1 MST. Some decks do run 2, but most people run 1 and then side deck the other 2, or run 2 and side deck 1, but still. Next, we run 1 ego boost just to power up your monsters. Not very powerful. The strongest 2 in here really are... The strongest one, honestly, in this deck is Ghoul and my Necrofear. Those are the strongest 2. Next, we run the 1 Mini Guts. This card just weakens your opponent's monsters so you can destroy them. And then they're going to take damage afterwards. So they're going to take twice the amount of damage. Next, we run 1 Lightning Vortex just to clear off your opponent's field. A lot of decks can easily counter this now. I really want to run Raigeki, but this deck is kind of a budgeted deck, like I said in the beginning, so... Next, I run the 2 Rank Up Magic Variance Force. I do run a lot of ranked up numbers that are really helpful, so I run the 2 of them. And then last but not least, I run 3 Swords, a Revealing Light, because this card is just your defense. This is one of your main defensive plays, and it just helps if you got a slow hand. Next, I run, for the traps, I run 1 Trap Stun. Trap Stun, really helpful card. You can activate it at the start of the battle phase and make it so your opponents can't use traps. Next, I run 1 Breakthrough Skill to get rid of pesky effect monsters. Make them lose their effect. You can make them lose their effect twice. Preferably, I would rather, I'm going to try and get 2 more of these and side deck them. So that way if I know I'm going against a deck that's got a lot, that relies heavily on its effects, I can just have one of these set probably at all times just to make sure their effect monsters aren't going to bother me. Next, I run 1 Reckless Greed. There are times when you're going to need the draw power, and I've ran into situations against my cousins and family and stuff that I've needed that draw power. Next, I run 1 Trap Hole. Simple, quick and easy play to use. Just gets rid of pesky monsters. Next, the 2 Dust Tornadoes, just to make up for the lack of MSTs. I do run the Dust Tornadoes. Just helps me get clear spawn traps, because I couldn't find any MSTs at the moment. Now I did find all my MSTs, but 2 Magic Cylinders. Basically, again, defensive plays. Not very many strong defense point monsters in this deck. And then last, for the final card in the main deck, I run 1 Rising Energy just to strengthen your monsters and make it so they don't die as easily. Now, on to the extra deck. I run number C104. Honestly, I love this card. Anytime I can get it in a rank 4 deck, anytime I can get it in a level 4 deck, I do. Because this guy and then 104, they're honestly so helpful, because Masquerade can get rid of the top card of your opponent's deck every turn. it can be really helpful because you can stop them from getting good plays. And next I run number 80 and number C80, just because these guys, they're good cards. Not as good as Burner Visor. I really want that card for this deck, but they still are helpful. They can block your monster from being destroyed, and he can banish cards on. And the C version can banish one card on the field. And then you can also deattach an overlay unit from this. And destroy this card instead. Oh no, it's just if it would be destroyed. And then it also gains 2,000 attack, so those guys are just really nice cards. Next I run number 69, C69. This is really the only way I have to blow up the field in here besides Lightning Vortex. But really, they're not going to risk attacking once they know what C69 does. So it really does kind of ruin your chances at them. Next, I do run the three versions of the Utopia. Number 39, C39 Utopia Ray, and C39 Utopia Ray V. Just because Utopia Ray V, good way to get rid of monsters and deal some good damage to your opponent at the same time. I run number 32 and number C32 Shark Drake Vice. Shark Drake and Shark Drake Vice. I've been at points when I was so low and was able to use this guy's effect, and it seriously did help me. Yeah, honestly, Shark Drake Vice can be really, really helpful. And now, I believe, yeah, that is all the number cards. Now, for the 3 non-number cards, I run a Night Papilloperative, a Gaga Cowboy, and a Maestroke, the Symphony de Jin. Night Papilloperative, simple, you can make it really strong. If you have Umbral, like Utopia AV with all its overlay units, that's 5 overlay units. Detach one from this, you target Utopia AV, and then Utopia V, it gains 300 attack for every overlay unit on that targeted XYZ monster. Gaga Cowboy, it can game them, and it's also a pretty good defensive player there. He's really one of your best walls in this deck. And then Maestroke. So hopefully you can block it from being destroyed, and you can flip the monster face down or this card face down. You'll lose all its overlay units, but it'll save itself because its defense is way higher than its attack. Or, well, not really, it's only 500. And then for the last card in the extra deck, I run Light End Dragon. I know Dark End Dragon is a lot better. Light End was all I could get. I originally did have a Dark End a couple of years ago, but I traded it away for cards in my Chrono Molly deck, which I also did post. I posted my deck profile for my Chrono Molly deck, but hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and comment on the video how I did, and if you want more, let me know. I've got a couple other decks. I got a Vampire Archfiend and also a Sylvan that I could deck profile, and then a Machina Gadget deck. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, and bye.